Hi guys, today we're talking about learning strategies, and I have some examples that are specific to Korean students, but really this is for everybody. So why use strategies? Learning strategies help you become a better learner, not just in English, but in anything that you're studying or any skill that you're trying to learn. Learning strategies help you to remember, and it also helps you to access information more quickly. This is really important if you're taking a test. So some examples of strategies are planning or organizing what you're studying. Here you've got a really nicely organized desk. You can also organize your homework or make a schedule. You can check your progress or your understanding, especially while you're reading something. If you don't understand something, you can go back and use a dictionary, check some definitions. Okay, next is manage your learning. So for example, focus your attention. Try to find the main points in an article. You don't need to understand the whole article or reading, just the main points. Look for opportunities to practice. If you're learning English, you might want to practice with a partner or practice with a group, find a study group. And arrange conditions to help you learn. So for example, maybe you need a quiet space, or maybe you like someplace loud like a coffee shop. Okay, here's an example of a nicely organized desk. So these are arranging conditions to help you learn. Here you've got a cup of coffee or tea and a cell phone to help you check for definitions or to Google something. Okay, so you can use what you know. You can personalize what you're studying. So relate new concepts to your own life, to your experience, knowledge, belief, and feelings. For example, if you're learning a new sport, you might want to think about a sport that you learned in the past, what you liked about the sport, what you didn't like, whether you like playing with a team or doing a sport individually, like running or swimming. You can substitute. So for example, use a synonym or descriptive phrase for unknown words or expressions. So if you don't understand a vocabulary word, you can kind of talk around it. Or maybe you forgot a word, you can talk around it. So an example is my son just saw an animation in school. They had a video day, and he told me that he saw Tomgwa Jerry. And I said, oh, I don't know what that is. So he said, oh, you know, it's a cartoon where a cat chases a mouse. And I said, oh, it's Tom and Jerry. Okay, so here's a synonym. Maybe you don't know the word cheerful or pleased or glad, but here's a picture of some happy kids, right? So you know the word happy. So you can kind of figure out the meaning of the other words. Okay, so those are some synonyms. You can also use cognates. Cognates are words in Korean that are the same in English. So that's using what you know. You can make inferences about something. You use context to find meaning. So for example, there's lots of inference questions in the TOEIC test. If you hear somebody talking about going to the airport and they have an airplane ticket, they're talking about transportation to the airport, you can figure out that somebody's going to take an airplane. Okay, that's making an inference. Okay, next you can use your senses. So for example, images. You can make an image in your head of something. You can say words out loud. This will help you remember something. And you can also act out something. So for example, say you're learning some shopping vocabulary. It might be helpful for you to practice having a conversation with a store clerk. Like, excuse me, can you help me find something? Okay, you can organize your learning. So find or apply patterns. There's lots of grammar patterns, kind of like math. You can classify. So for example, if you have a big vocabulary list, you can separate the vocabulary into groups of, say, nouns or verbs or adjectives. You can take notes. This is something that I need to do. Very few of my students take notes. I really recommend it because I have to take notes or I don't remember what the teacher was talking about. Also, you can summarize. So if you're reading something, you can write down what the main points were from that page. That will help you remember. And use selective attention. Again, this is kind of looking for main points and not trying to understand the whole. Okay, and that's it. Thanks.